we'd like to implement a simple script which will demonstrate the control structures in JavaScript. And for this, we will just create a function which will count the number of occurrences of a given character in a string. So let's start by creating a new script. Call this occurrences.js. And let's define a function which will count the number of occurrences in a text of a given character. There are many ways in which we can do this, even better than what we will write now. But let's assume that we'd like to count and define a variable for that. And we will iterate with a variable I through the list of the characters in the string. So as long as I is less than text.length, we will check if text.char at I equals comparing including the type with our character argument. And if so, we will then increase the counter. In the end, we will just return the value of the count. So let's output this to the console with the console log. We'll call the method occurrences, and let's say we have a sample text, and we would like to count how many E's are in our text. Let's run this with Node.js in terminal, go to the source folder and start Node to execute occurrences. So as we expected, we have two occurrences of E in the sample text. Of course, we can write this simpler than that. For instance, we can try to split the text by calling the split method of the string by the character. And this will return a number which is the length, so it will return an array, and if we take the array and then subtract 1 from the length, that will be the actual number of occurrences of the character in the text, because this is a separator and it is in the middle of the values, so the values will be more than the number of occurrences by 1. If we save this and run that again, that will produce the same result. We can even write this as a lambda expression. Let's then define a variable called occurrences, and this will just return without the return statement. It will be the value of this. So we then just return, let me just arrange this a bit so we can see. So we provide the text and the character, and the lambda expression will then just return the number of segments minus 1 that it is obtained by splitting by this character. So after saving this, if we run this again, we will obtain the same result.